everybody? It's your boy Z, Zaza Ball, Z Money, Z Boogie, whatever you want to call me. And in today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about accountability and my experience with it thus far as a young man. I got a few notes written down that I'm going to be reading from, and I'm also going to be sharing some of my own personal experience and testimony, right? Let me just preface my message with this. I know it's important people tell you not to come on here and share your business and you got to be private and stuff like that. And I'm not going to be on here just sharing everything willy-nilly, but, it's important. I think it's important that I come on here and, talk about some of my personal experience and let you guys in on how you can learn from some of the things that I've, experienced or messed up from. It's not about just overexposing yourself. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm saying, if there's a lesson or two you feel like somebody could take away from some of your experience, it's okay to share that. And shouldn't just have to be afraid to just talk about your life on camera. Like, I feel like in this day and age, we should be able to do that. We should be able to learn from each other and talk about our experiences. And there's more than enough people online doing it to varying degrees, where some people share a little bit about themselves, some people share everything about themselves, and all over in between. So I'm not sitting here just like talking from out my I'm not gonna say it, but talking from my lived experience. And I feel compelled to come on here and share. And with that, just sitting down and just overthinking stuff. It's time to come online and talk and share and speak. I had this dream last night, and I was on a bus, the Greyhound bus, and I saw this young woman who I used to talk to, and she was on the bus, and I sat next to her, and we were like for some reason we were like in Fort Lee, New Jersey, or like by Lemoyne Avenue, like right before you cross the George Washington Bridge to get into NYC. And I sat next to her, and I started talking to her. I was happy, like I felt fulfilled. And like, I was so glad she was on the bus. Like, I got to sit next to her, I got to talk to her. I was just like telling her, like, yo, listen, like, I apologize for everything that happened that day, I apologize, like, like, I didn't mean for stuff to go down like that, like, I still like you, I think about you, like, this is how I feel, like, and then she was reciprocating the energy, like, she was accepting of it, and, she seemed like she wanted me to be there, and, and so I was just apologizing, and then, like, from there, like, we started like kind of kissing a little bit, we became, a little close on that bus that day. But I'm sharing that dream in relation to a story that took place in summer 2023 when I was talking to this young woman, and we had been dating a little bit in the summer and stuff like that, and a little bit in the spring as well. And one day I just wanted to test. I wanted to test her to see if she really liked me or not, and I did it in a way that I shouldn't have. I was really mean, and I didn't do it in a way that I was supposed to do it. And looking back, I fumbled something that was actually really good for me. Kind of sabotaged myself out of this opportunity to, build something special with somebody. But being as I was so mean to her on that day, by the time I tried to come back into her life, she wasn't really like as reciprocating, Funny, because like the dreams that I'm having, it's like showing that I'm still trying to process that experience, right? I kind of wanted to talk about just, like how that dream kind of just relates to, me holding myself accountable for things. What I've basically kind of been in the process of learning is just understanding like that sometimes you got to take things like a little bit slow, with yourself and with people. You got to be like patient. I say patience because like I was trying to test her to see, like test the waters, like see if she really liked me, but I did it in the wrong way. And so I learned that like, though I wanted to, test her, it could have been a different way I could have did that, right? Though, and it relates to anything, though I wanted to, get this point across to somebody, there's a different way I could have expressed it, right? it's always on like how you express it and how you communicate it. And I'm still learning that to this day. You know, it's not just like a one night quick thing. I'm very passionate. I have a different perspective. So I try to, you know, express it, and it doesn't always come out the way I want it to, but I'm learning. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're going through a lot of stuff in life, that it's okay to feel through those things, but don't let those things seep into other parts of your life and ruin them, right? That's where self-sabotage comes in a lot for me. But I'm going through these things, these experiences, these emotions, and now I'm letting it seep into the good parts of my life. And now I'm starting to fumble the good opportunities that I have because I'm going through something else somewhere else. Another thing I'm learning is that sometimes the good things only come once. Sometimes you have these really rough lessons because that opportunity is supposed to show you like what you could have had. And now that it's no longer here, the lesson that you learn, you have to hold yourself accountable to that, right? To learning that so that that doesn't happen again, right? Because you missed out on the opportunity because of X, Y, and Z. And so just understanding that, I think, is essential. And this is what I mean by holding ourselves accountable. We have to think about these things. We have to reflect, guys. We have to reflect. I constantly reflect. I think I reflect a little bit too much because I'm overthinking stuff. That's why I'm coming on camera to speak the stuff out. Again, I'm not trying to overshare my life. I'm not trying to be, but I don't got time to be private all day. Like that's an old school way of living. We're not doing that no more. You got to come online. You got to share your thoughts. You got to share your perspective. I do this because I reflect often. I reflect on how I've treated people in the past. I reflect on how I've made people feel. I reflect on the opportunities that I've missed because of what I was going through, right? So I think it's important to hold ourselves accountable, right? Learn our lesson, and then, you know, pick up the pieces so that we're able to move on. And I'm not saying like moving on is easier said than done. Right? I still miss this girl. I still think about this girl. You know, I still wish that I could go back in time and fix it and literally take simple action steps, simple steps I could have did to prevent that whole, like, you know, bad date that we had and make it a good date, and we could have been locked in right now. But because I wasn't where I needed to be emotionally, I wasn't where I needed to be mentally yet, I messed up something that had the potential to be something really good for me. I'm saying all this to say, YouTube, that accountability is crucial, right? Accountability helps us to reflect. Accountability helps us to grow. Number 3, accountability helps us to move forward with purpose. Well, YouTube, that's all I got for you today. Drop some comments in the comment section below. What you've learned, what you've taken away from this video, or even your own. Share some of your own experiences about accountability, or, you know, past mistakes that you've had that you regret, you know. I'm excited to see what you guys share. Let me know in the comments. That's all I got for you today, YouTube. Peace.